Now, women in business. The leather industry provides a myriad of opportunities in the growing Kenyan economy, and that's because there's plenty of products that can be made from leather. Evelyn Karimi, who has already tapped into the industry, advises that you only need to pick your favorite niche in this market and get started. That's what our Dongo has for us in today's segment of Women in Business. Take a look.
The Kenyan leather industry is booming now more than ever, and especially now that women are coming in to bring their creative contribution. Now, if you're an aspiring woman in business in this industry, this is a conversation you do not want to miss, right here on Women in Business.
The leather industry in Kenya is really picking up well, especially the manufacturing space, and it is an industry that has really been picked up by women, knowing that previously it was a male-dominated industry. But if you look at the statistics right now, we have a lot of women who are venturing into the leather business, and they're really doing well. Most of the women are more attracted to fashion and fashionable items, and so most of the women led leather businesses, they are really focusing on production of ladies products like handbags and purses, but they've also moved to production of things like belts and even for the men wallets. So they're mostly doing the leather accessories, which are really moving and helping them and their families.
Kenya has been facing some tough economic times that's coupled with high unemployment rate. How does entrepreneurship affect this imminent situation, especially now?
Okay, we all know that entrepreneurship plays a critical role in any country's economy, and especially at a time like this when things are really tough, entrepreneurship is stepping in or contributing so much into the economy. First of all, through job creation. You see, when you get into a business, probably you'll not be working alone, you have people that you're working with. So it is helping people, or the ones that are getting to work with entrepreneurs, have a job and be able to take care of themselves and their families. The other way that entrepreneurship or self-employment is helping in the curbing the hard economic times is through fostering innovation. When we have innovation, we have easier ways or cheaper ways of doing things, and so people are able to save when they are given a cheaper way of approaching life. And with innovation and creativity, there is also diversity in productivity, which means again, people are able to have more to, we are able to create more sectors or subsectors in the industry, more job creations. The other way that entrepreneurship is contributing to this, to the hard economic times is through social impact. When people meet, when entrepreneurs meet, when people meet at the workplaces where they work for the entrepreneurs, they're able to share what are they going through. You know, with such a hard time, people are likely going to fall into depression. But when they meet and they discuss what they are going through, how are we going to navigate this, defend that, by the time they are going home, they either have lightened up their emotions or they have gotten a way of navigating the way they are doing things, and also making their life easier and a cheaper approach to life. Yes.
Starting an entrepreneurship journey proves to be a very tough call, especially when you consider the hardship in acquiring startup resources and also the challenges involved in running a business. When you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur, how do you look past these challenges and the hardship that they come with?
First of all, start with the end in mind. Like you don't, when you're starting up a venture, don't start with the short-term goals or the short-term achievements that you're going to get. Because when you're getting into business and you want quick returns, then you get heartbroken when you don't get that return immediately immediately you need it. So start with the end in mind, and then you prepare. Start with what you have. For example, if you are working in the leather industry or whichever industry you want to start to work with, and probably you don't have enough capital to buy machinery, look for somebody who is producing and they can produce for you. That means you don't have to struggle with the labor for the artisans, and you don't have to struggle looking for the materials. Somebody else is doing the production for you, so you do the marketing. So first of all, you start with what you have. Then two, you have to be consistent in what you're doing. Yeah.
From your experience, what would you say one must know before tapping into the leather industry?
The leather industry is not like a retail space like any other that we start off running. So before you can venture into the leather space, you need to understand and do your research, or what we call the market research. You need to do research in terms of where to find good leather, because before you even start doing that, decide. Leather is vast. The leather industry is vast, because we have the leather goods, we have the what do you call it, footwear, we also have upholstery, that is clothing. All those are different sectors of the leather industry. So before you can venture into the leather industry, somebody needs to first of all ask themselves, where do I want to venture into? Is it footwear, is it leather goods, or I want to do clothing? Then once you have done that, you go to the next step. What do I need to start this business? I'll need to get to know where to source leather when I need it. I need to know where to source the manpower, because I'll need it. I need to know where to source the machines when I need them. And you also need to do a good research on the number or the kind of machines that you need to kickstart and run your business, and have the cost ready with you, because these things, all of them come at a cost. Yes.
Right, you personally participated in an online course that enabled you to acquire some very essential skills in entrepreneurship. What's the importance of considering training or training platforms when you're just about to start or when you're already in business?
Okay, well, a successful entrepreneur never stops learning. When you attend trainings, you're able to learn new skills on how to operate your business, on how to save on costs when you're running your businesses. You also learn how or which kind of skilled labor that you need in a specific market. So learning helps you to get so many things. You're also able to network when you continuously learn, because whenever you're learning, you're not learning alone. You find there are people who are with you in any given class where you're learning. So there is also that aspect where you get to network. You also get to understand the market, or what the market is looking for whenever you're interacting with the people that you're learning with. For example, there is a Google Hustle Academy bootcamp that runs for 1 week. In such an avenue, you find that people are interacting. Actually, most of the training is not done by the trainers, but there is a lot of interactions and discussions, which gives you a hedge on understanding on what are the other people are using that I am not using as an entrepreneur. What are people using? How are people marketing? What am I missing? And you're able to merge all these things to scale your business. Yes. For any woman who wants to venture into the leather industry, first of all, I'll say it is a beautiful space to be in, because it creates or grants you a space to be innovative, creative, and play around with the designs. But they also need to know that they have to be dedicated to their craft, because like I said, leather industry is not like the retail space where you buy and sell. You have to be willing to go an extra mile to find, where do I get the best leather? You have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone to know, where do I get the best accessories? Who do I sell to? You have to be ready to get out of your comfort zone and get out to market your product. But it is a fulfilling space where you're able to produce something and you're tangible and say, this is what I did as a woman. Yes.